We've been in Ljubljana, Slovenia for about a week now, and we've really loved it. So we're going to take you around to some of our favorite things that we've seen and a few new things. We normally don't go back to the same place multiple times, but this place, High Coffee, has had some of the best coffee I've ever had in my life. So this is our third time coming here, and I've not regretted it at all. So we're back here today to get some energy before we start the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Apart from the coffee tasting really good, the people who have helped us here have been super nice. Today when we came in, the guy remembered my order and he's like, oh yeah, you like the more acidic coffees. I even asked him what I got, and apparently it's a Guatemalan coffee. And I was reading it. It says the pulp is then separated from the bean using the depulpator, which if you've ever watched Phineas and Ferb, it kind of sounds like one of Dr. Doofenshmirtz's things, like depulpator.
The food in Slovenia has been some of our favorite that we've ever had, but it's really heavy food, so we thought we'd start today with getting some food that our body will appreciate. So we're heading over to the local market to get some fresh fruit. Some things that we've seen a lot in this area are plums and figs, so we picked up a few of those, and also the peaches on the stand looked really good, so we each got a peach. And for all of that, it was less than €3. And most stands over there have some fruit cups that are €3.50 each, so it seems definitely a better deal to just pick out your own fruit instead of getting the fruit cup. But they did look really good, so I understand the temptation.
Yeah. Our view of the market fruit, 10 out of 10. We may have to come back again tomorrow. Yeah. Right behind the square where we were just eating the fruit is the St. Nicholas Cathedral, and it is one of the most interesting cathedrals that we've seen, at least from the outside. It looks like it'll be pretty cool on the inside as well, but it has seriously one of the coolest doors to it that we've ever seen. It has a 3D door, and I don't really know how to describe it because I don't know much about this period of architecture, but it's really fascinating. That was definitely my favorite cathedral or church that we've been to in all of Europe. We saw the pictures online and I thought it would be pretty cool, but actually going inside was 100% worth it. We looked it up and apparently the cathedral was completed in the early 1700s, which I think was I think that was right after the Dragon gift shop was completed. I guess she didn't like my joke as much as I thought. But now we're on the path to see the castle, which is right outside of the middle of the town. This should be pretty cool.
There is a funicular that'll take you up to the castle, but as per usual, we are saving our money and hiking up the hill to get there instead. And like usual, this hill is reminding me how out of shape I am. Been going for like 45 seconds, and I'm tired. Every single person that we've talked to who's been here says that most of the castle grounds are free to walk around. You can pay, I think, like €10 to get into a different part, but every single person we've talked to, oh God, I'm so out of breath. Every single person we've talked to has said that that is a waste of money and you should just walk around for free. We found the funicular.
The funicular.
That was bad. I'm not sure if we can get in the castle. With the €10 thing that people say it's not worth it, I think that's just one part of the castle. So we're gonna go and see if we can get in somewhere. Well, we kind of just walked past the box office and started going in, and nobody asked for tickets, so hopefully that means we're good. We just came into, is this even a wine cellar? I don't really know where we're in, but
they have wine.
They have wine. apparently this is an open air prison. At least they get sunlight, I guess, and if grapes fall, they could eat some grapes.
Yeah.
This was easily the best castle we have ever visited, which we haven't really gone in a lot of castles, so that doesn't mean much, but there was so much to do inside these castle grounds, and it was all, well, not all of it was free, but everything that we did was free. There were multiple art exhibits and museums, restaurants, cafes, just so much that you could do. There was also an audio guide, which we didn't do that, we didn't see how much it was, but there's an audio guide and a game that you could do around the castle. There's just, you could spend hours in there, and it was so fascinating and so beautiful, and it was really cool. Definitely worth the stop.
Of course, we had to get some more traditional Slovenian food on our tour throughout the city. So we got some jota with sausage, which has been easily one of our favorite meals on this whole trip. And then we also got some sausage with cheese, which is really similar to like kolaches that they have in the Czech Republic and in Texas. But in Czech Republic, they normally do it with fruits and things. And then in Texas, they kind of put sausage in it. So I'm expecting it to be kind of like a kolache in Texas. So I'm really excited for that. Another food bite. It's not as sour as previous yotas we've had. And the sausage is so good. I don't know, it's a lot more watery, and you can definitely taste the sauerkraut a good bit, but super, super tasty. And then this is super flaky. Yeah, it's like a kolache with sausage and cheese. I forgot there was cheese in it, which is a super nice touch. That's amazing. Yeah, that was my favorite.
It's so flaky.
I know. Oh yeah, there's a sauerkraut in it too. The cheese in it?
The cheese is so good. I assume this is mustard, but I've never seen it look like this. All the mustard is just so...
I think it's called stone ground mustard. I don't know why.
It's called what?
Stone ground.
Stone ground?
Yeah, I think so. Very much offensive.
This is the result of eating the flakiest bread we've ever had.
It's so good.
We also just noticed that at this restaurant they offer a type of wine that I have loved. It's called Sviček, and it's apparently a really popular wine in Slovenia, and I think it's my favorite wine that I've ever tried. It's just very light and refreshing. I mean, you could even see it's like a super...
It's a mix of red and white grapes.
Oh, it's a mix of red and white? That makes sense. Yeah, it's just so light. It's so good. Let me see if this is similar to the last one that we had. It feels like a summer wine. It's almost like a sour beer in wine form.
Yeah,
just very light, a little tart. Amazing. It's so good. That restaurant is very close to a lot of the main sites in Ljubljana, but even then it was less than 17 euros for those 2 glasses of wine and those 2 dishes, so it was very reasonably priced and so delicious.
So good.
And after about a 2-minute walk from the restaurant, we are already in the middle of town. Everything is so close. It's so easy to walk around the city.
So apparently there was an artist that used to hang the Christmas lights throughout the town, and then one year for summer he just replaced it with a sprinkler, and so now they have this little art exhibit that's literally just a sprinkler up above that is raining down water, and they call it the place in Slovenia with its own weather. It always has its own weather, so I don't know, it's kind of fun, and it's really nice in the heat of the day to just walk through it and cool down a little bit.
If you want to visit Slovenia, Ljubljana is a perfect base city to start in. There are so many day trips that you could take from here to see so many amazing things. We visited some caves, which were probably about an hour drive from Ljubljana. There is the Ljubljana Castle, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is a castle that is made into the side of a mountain, part of which incorporates a cave, which is so cool. They offer a free audio tour that comes along with your entry ticket, and that was the most fascinating thing we've done in a while, I thought. It's also about an hour or less drive to Lake Bled. There's also so many beautiful mountains around that even just taking a drive through the country is so worth it. We did a drive through Versick Pass up to Mangart Saddle, and that was probably the most beautiful mountain view we've ever had in our lives.
Pretty scary drive too.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's a terrifying road up there, but definitely worth it for the view if you're not super scared of heights. Because not driving, I was even about to panic. I don't know if I could have driven up that road, but it was very, very beautiful.
We just walked up to the Slovenian Museum of Contemporary History, and to be respectful, we're not going to talk or anything in there, but we probably will get some shots and then we'll talk about it later. We just got out of the museum, and the first part that we went through was a showcase of an artist who lived during the time of the fascist Italian occupation, and we didn't really get any footage from that because it was really devastating, and we didn't really want to be taking videos, more just take in the artwork and read the history behind it. After the art exhibit, we went into the part that we were more expecting. It was like a general history of Slovenia and Yugoslavia from the early 1900s through about 2008. And that part was really interesting. We got to learn about how Yugoslavia was formed. We ended up being there close to 2 hours, right up until it closed, just because there was so much stuff to see. We didn't even get to read a lot of what happened, but there's just so many events that happened in those 100 years and in this part of the world in general. So it was just incredibly fascinating. We definitely recommend it if you're able to and if you're in Ljubljana. So definitely one of the highlights of today.
Well, that was the last thing we had planned for today. Ljubljana has easily been one of our favorites, if not our favorite city that we've visited so far. We've just loved everything about our time here. I hope you enjoyed coming around the city with us today.